unfaithful. Look what happened in one case. Let's go to 2 Kings 16. And this is a very interesting story. If you read 2 Kings, if you read 16. Let me give you the context of this story. This is a crisis that is described in Isaiah number 6 and 7, especially 7 and the following verses. Ahaz is being attacked by two kings, the king of Israel and the king of Syria. Okay, these two kings come and really defeat all the cities, but cannot take Jerusalem, and they have to go back. But they say, "We're going to come back," and Ahaz is really afraid. He's not able to stand up to them. And what happens here is that Ahaz is worried and receives a message from God through Isaiah. And what does Isaiah say to him? God says to him, "Ask from me whatever sign that you want. I'm going to help protect you." And what does Ahaz say? No, I'm not going to tempt God. Apparently he's very pious. But you cannot fool God. And God says, well, the truth is, the virgin is going to conceive. There's going to come another son. Because what Ahaz has done is explained in 2 Kings 16. Verse 7, he says, "So Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, saying, I am your servant and your son." Wow, he was God's son. As God's son, he was the inheritor of God. Psalm 89:27. "I have put him as the firstborn of the kings of the earth," meaning the one who receives what? The double inheritance. But he says, no, I'm not God's son. I want to be your son, to Tiglath-Pileser, because I want to receive protection from whom? This is the diplomatic language. I want to be your servant. And if you go to Isaiah and the Psalms, David is God's servant. It's a common expression about David. I want to be your son, your servant. Now, let me say something here. When the Davidic king he seated on the throne, what happened to him? Immediately, the promises of God entered into action. And what was the promise of the Davidic king? I will be a father to him, and he will be a what? Son to me. In the enthronement, the Davidic king was begotten by God. Understand what I'm trying to say? That's why Psalm 2 talks about the enthronement of the king, and he is begotten. Today I have what? Begotten you. Because he sits, the promises are fulfilled, he becomes what? The Son of God. This is the Davidic covenant language. And what happened with the Davidic kings? They were unfaithful, right? They were unfaithful. But you see, God could not fulfill his plans through Israel, through Adam, through David. But God sent, in the fulfillment of time, he sent what? His son. Look. Jesus, we find here, came here to this earth as the second Adam, right? The Bible says that the first Adam brought sin. The second Adam brings what? Life. The first Adam was defeated at the tree. The second Adam had victory on the tree, the cross. You see, in Daniel 7, you have Adamic imagery. You have in Daniel 7 the nations that are like beasts, right? That they are ravaging, attacking the people of God. Then comes one like a son of man. This is an Adamic figure. And what is he given? He is given what? Dominion over what? Over the beasts. Over the beasts. This is Genesis 1:26. This is talking about Jesus who restores what had been lost with whom? With Adam. He's the second Adam. But then you have Jesus is the true Israel. Galatians 3:16 says that the promise to Abraham and to his seed is not to many but to one who is who? Christ. You see, God brought his son Israel from Egypt. From where God brought Jesus? From Egypt. And the Gospels make a point on this. And Jesus passes through the Jordan, right? As Israel passed through where? The Dead Sea. And he went into the desert. As Israel went into the desert. 40 years, Jesus went 40 what? Days. And there Jesus did not have something to eat, as Israel did not have something to eat. That there was a big difference here. And what is the difference? Jesus trusted in God. He had the victory where Israel had failed, right? So Jesus is the true Israel who has the victory for Israel. And Jesus is the one who attracts the nations. If I am lifted up, right? Genesis 3:14 and 15. If I lift, I will attract everyone to. But Jesus is also what? The son of David. Look what it says. Luke 1:33. Luke 1:31. God, the angel says to Mary, and behold, you will conceive in your womb and bring forth a son, and shall call his name Jesus. He will be great and will be called the Son of the Highest. He will be called what? The Son of the Highest, the Son of God. Why he will be called the Son of the Highest, the Son of God? Because he will be, because the Lord will give him the throne of his father David. So this title, Son of God, in many passages in the New Testament, is a royal Davidic title. He will be called the Son of the Highest because he was going to be given the throne of his father what? David. Therefore, that's why you have when he says to Nathanael, I saw you when you were under the fig tree. Nathanael comes and says to him, and sits where? At the right hand of God. And when he sits at the right hand of God, he recovers what Adam had lost. Now the world belongs to him. He is the ruler. Satan has been what? Cast out. Jesus is the ruler. Now, the amazing thing is not that Jesus, the eternal God, seated at the right hand of God. That is not amazing. He always was there. The amazing thing is that this human being, because he adopted what? Our nature, ascended to heaven and seated at the right hand of God because he is our what? are represented. Don't you think that is amazing? How many other creatures have a son representing them in divinity? Oh, it's amazing. But there is a principle in the Bible that those things that are more dishonorable are the ones that we give greater honor, right? And we take with care. And that's why God took humanity in the person of Jesus and put him at his right hand over